thank you for tuning in for another episode of another podcast. So we're here for a special Post-PAX podcast. I'm Dave, and joining me tonight is Alex, otherwise known as Mario Master. We've got JP, as always. Hello, JP.
Say hi, JP.
Hello, JP. Say it.
Hey, I'm here, guys. I'm here. Don't worry.
Wake up, JP.
You haven't lost me yet.
We've also got Gookenheimer joining us.
What's up?
And Fanta No Ice.
Hey.
So guys,
Is that how you're actually supposed to say it?
how do you say it?
Fanta Noise,
Try to
obviously.
say it all as one word.
Fanta No Ice.
Yeah.
Fanta
Fanta
No
No
Ice.
Ice. Okay.
It's okay.
Dave gets everything wrong. It's
So
nice.
it's a breakup.
I made a mistake.
It's not Fanta One Nice or whatever the hell.
Anyway, guys, so we didn't really plan exactly what we were going to base this podcast on. We just sort of wanted to do a podcast catch up and, talk about our experience from PAX last week, because we've all had our post-PAX blues and we just want to keep talking about PAX so it never ends. Alex has been kind enough to come up with some interesting topics for us. So, Alex, I'm going to hand it over to you and start us off with our first topic.
Alright, so just going to break the ice here first up. Why did Nintendo's booth suck so badly?
Because there was no Star Fox.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the main one.
I'm sure everyone was excited for Star Fox after they had it at EB Expo and they didn't have it.
Oh, they did. I didn't know that. Now I'm
Yeah.
even more
Yeah.
disappointed. Thanks a lot.
Yep.
The
But
Nintendo booth sucked
I didn't
because
even
I
go
did
to
not
the
go
EB
there at all the entire weekend.
then
did
you
go
can have
there.
dreams that it was actually decent. But hey, it's okay. We got to play Mario Tennis.
Oh,
I didn't like it as much as last year. Last year it had Smash and Splatoon, but this year, yeah, it was quite small.
Wait, was last year the one with the Bayonetta 2 in the roped off section, or am I thinking of
Yeah.
EBS?
Yeah, they had that in like a different room.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
last year they had everything.
this time they had Xenoblade Chronicles X and the Fatal Frame.
Mario Maker.
Sorry.
Yeah, I didn't even know they had X in there. I thought it was just for Project Zero, and I was like, well, I'm not going to wait in that huge line to go check that out for a few seconds, but oh well.
Yeah, it was kind of like hidden behind everything, and you didn't actually know it was in there.
I actually
Super
thought it
secret.
was. I actually thought it was Animal Crossing in there just because it had Animal Crossing on the wall. I had to walk around
Animal Crossing
later.
Yeah, we've got
Animal
Animal
Crossing,
Crossing
adults
off
only.
closed stores.
What other games were missing from Nintendo's booth though? Because there was no Star Fox, but
I think
thought of some
otherwise-
others and now I've forgotten them.
I think they've actually released almost all the important games of this year.
Sure, they
Mario
didn't have
Tennis, but
like Chibi Robo at all.
No Chibi
Yeah.
Robot. They used up
Which
a lot of
seems
room.
strange with
Well,
it
why
was
would
just
they?
because it's about to come out, so advertising.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
Chibi
I-
Robo sucks.
I was considering getting that game just for the amiibo, but then I realized I was going to just be buying an amiibo with a game attached to
Yeah.
it for an
That's
extremely high price.
Actually, I was
Yeah.
even surprised. Like, I have no interest in it really, but
Well,
the fact Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival wasn't there at all, and that's supposed to be one that they're trying to advertise because it's releasing this month. So
Well, didn't they have the amiibos for it, like, laying around?
Yeah.
Not the game.
They
It's
had
amiibo.
they had in the case they had all the cards laid out and all the amiibos next to it.
When's
But,
that coming out anyway? I forgot it existed.
20
I know.
something of November. No, Star Fox was the big killer. And
Yeah.
it's the fact that they spent, like, they used up so much room on games that were already out, like, Triforce Heroes, Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer. They even spent, like, time showing off Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer on the TV, and it just, like, looked, like, so boring to sit there and watch, but there were people sitting on beanbags watching someone do that.
No,
Well,
they
it
were
was
sitting on
nice to
beanbags
see-
doing
no offense.
street passes.
no offense, it was nice to see something other than Jamie trying to do Mario Maker all the time. Because that's what I saw mostly on the big screen. Not that
Oh,
there's anything wrong with Mario Maker, but yeah.
No.
We had the game for like 2 months, Jamie. Or a month and a bit, Jamie. We don't need to know how it works.
Stop yelling at
No,
Jamie.
no,
Stop ripping on Jamie. It's not Jamie's fault.
it's not Jamie's fault. I'm sure he wants to be playing like
He's
Smash
doing the
Bros.
best he can.
He's getting told by like Nintendo, you must do this, and he's
True.
like, but I want to do something that's actually fun. No.
Actually, speaking of Jamie, maybe we should skip ahead to topic number 3. Alex, and come back to number 2?
No, what about
Okay,
number
that
2?
sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
So, moving on. How hard did we all get wrecked in every single tournament that we tried to enter? Starting at like 5 o'clock on Friday with that Super Smash Bros. Amiibo tournament.
I think we all did pretty well in that. We didn't get out. We weren't first out in each of our rounds, were we?
I was. I got Ganon sided.
Oh yeah, that guy was a prick.
So unfortunate. Well, I might not have been. No, I was first out. Yeah.
It's all right. He got his
I think
comeuppance.
I got
I was
knocked out
in it.
first, but
No,
my
you
Pikachu
made it a fair way through.
made me come third.
Well, you yourself.
Plus,
got
your
knocked out
Pikachu was a beast.
Pikachu did really well.
Yeah, he stopped me from coming dead last.
Did we have anyone else? Because I know all 3 of you guys entered it. Do we have any other people that are sort of
The
like...
only other person I know that entered into it was Big Willie. And
Oh,
I got my favorite PAX match.
Wait, Mojo was there, wasn't he?
Oh,
I
yeah.
remember hearing his name get called out, but I didn't recognize any of the people up there. I can't remember what he looked like.
No, I think he missed his call or something. So,
So he didn't come in the later rounds either.
I'm not sure. He might have, but I didn't. Yeah, I didn't see him. So.
Hey! Do you guys remember when that Ouija beat Big Willie?
It was my favorite moment
How
of
could I
PAX,
forget?
think.
Yeah, how could we forget?
It's just-
It's just
200%. Just
so-
kill it already.
Well, because it was like it was 2 against 1, I think.
yeah.
And then-
And then, like, he went out and
his
he could have
amiibo
taken a
versus
life.
one amiibo.
But then also, other than that, we all entered into other tournaments as well.
Alex
JP
and I did miserably in Rocket League.
Yes, on the Saturday we entered in. We didn't do miserably.
No, we went to sudden death, so that's something.
Sudden death on 1-1, so it was like a close game. We had like an epic save by me, like it was going in. And
Oh, that was your save. I was wondering.
Yeah, that was. I did that save at the very end there,
Oh, wow.
and then it went in. They intercepted my push away, and like scored straight after my ultimate perfect save.
What other tournaments did you guys enter?
Double dash.
Double dash.
Yeah.
That was awful.
Awful.
Yeah, me and
So
Gook were
awful.
the same round. I stuffed up on the starting boost.
Yeah, I couldn't remember how
I
to boost
also
either.
entered Double Dash. It was horrible. I won.
That sounds
So
really.
horrible. I'm so sorry to hear
Really
that.
horrible.
Yeah,
I
that's.
hope you recovered.
But the thing is, right, okay, they got the controls mixed up at the end, and they thought that the other guy won, and they gave the medal to the other guy.
Oh no.
And so, like, I flung smashed this guy, right, like half a lap. So I thought it was a joke. And then he gave the medal away, so I'm, like, playing along. And then, like, the MC's like, okay, guys, thanks for coming. And I'm like, wait, hang on, was that a joke? and so it's
Get
kind of like
fired
this
up.
moment of, like, awkward confusion. I'm just
Oh
like,
wow.
no, I won. Yeah.
So you did get your medal in the end, right?
I
You
did get my medal.
Yeah.
But took some extra work.
Yeah. Oh, that's the PAX tournament in a nutshell, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I don't think
Yeah.
I've ever seen a PAX tournament organised well.
Actually, I think it was the first year. I was in the like Mario Kart DS one and the Tetris ones. They went all right. I think the handheld guys seem to have their shit together, basically.
No.
Yeah.
But I
entered
guess
in the
it's
Smash
easier
4
because
3DS
everyone's
one last year.
got their
But they
own
limited
equipment.
those to like 32 people or something like that, and like no one, well, so many people wanted to enter, and they just wouldn't open it up. You have to get there like right at like 10 o'clock.
Yeah. Well, getting in there to get me and Dave onto Rocket League, I got there first up, and we were like the last people on the sheet almost.
I
Yeah.
was surprised the Amiibo tournament didn't get filled out sooner because I didn't hardly rush to go and sign up, and there was only a dozen or two names on there.
Yeah.
Wow, I should have entered that.
You should
Yeah, I
have.
signed up
just
at
for that.
around 4 o'clock,
Yeah.
I think, and I was 60th, I think, around about.
Yeah,
that
they
was
didn't really
including the
fill up
ones
too
that didn't-
easily.
But that was including the people who didn't bring an amiibo as well, so.
I should have brought one, but I didn't even know they were amiibo tournaments.
I've been
Should
going
be.
on about it on the Skype chat for like weeks beforehand.
I don't
I was
go
really
on Skype chat, guy.
Anyway, we should probably move on to the
Anyway.
next question.
Yeah,
Yeah.
moving on.
So, breakfast meetups.
What
Yes.
are they?
Yeah,
Well, that's
what were
exactly what I
they?
expected.
Were they
I
any
think
good? I didn't go to one.
We were trying to organise them so much, me and Jada, but
But my mornings are important. I need to put my face
Oh.
on.
the only people that came along to
That's
it
where you
was
lost
JP
us.
and Locke.
Later.
Oh, Chase. JP and Chase came along to them, and no one else did.
Chase
where'd
came
you guys
to one of
go?
them?
Yeah, he came to all three of them, but a little bit later than you did on the first day.
On the other hand, the dinner meetups were pretty great that we had.
Yeah. Dinner meetups were.
So that they made up for the failed breakfast meetups. Great topic, Alex. Next one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Free swag. Dude,
Free swag.
you know, go around for free swag.
So I got 2 of the swag bags, and
Yeah, with
the only things I
magic
really
cards
cared in
there.
those were the magic cards.
Yeah, I was just
And I also
collecting those
got,
for a
like-
friend who gets
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
And I got one of
I
those
think,
like Fallout masks.
Swinburne
they were at the queues at
University
the
was
start.
giving out Google Cardboards. If anyone managed to get them, that's pretty cool.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't work on my phone, but I'm going to upgrade my phone soon. And I got a couple to give to friends. But at the same time, with all this free stuff, did anyone actually spend money on anything?
Okay, so I bought a Magic the Gathering Commander deck because I wanted a Commander deck. I bought one of those pop figurines of my favorite Magic the Gathering Planeswalker, which is Tezzeret, and I bought a board game. Can't remember the name. I think it's called like Mysterion or something. Like this asymmetric game where there's a ghost and the rest are all like psychics, and the psychics have to try and like put the ghost to rest. I haven't actually played it yet, but it seemed pretty
Sounds pretty
interesting.
cool, though.
Oh,
Yeah.
I bought
Like
a
organised
t-shirt and a mug.
Yeah.
I didn't buy shit.
yeah, I
Well, there
didn't
wasn't really much reason to.
buy anything either.
You could
I
have
bought
bought.
a
Yeah,
hot dog.
I bought food.
A couple of
Yeah,
bottles of
right,
iced tea.
right.
That's it.
But there were a lot of those places that sell collectible things that were just like overpriced toys and stuff.
Oh, there's one that's exactly the same basically as last year. I don't know if you guys saw it. It was sort of between Xbox and Nintendo, I think, and I can't remember what. Like
King's Comics.
that's probably them, and it's just shitload of
Yeah,
collectibles and
Yeah, it was King.
really pricey and yeah.
Yeah,
They're
I'm
at
thinking
like
even
every
less.
con, pretty much right
There
at
are-
the front every time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, there's
Mhm.
these places that have like all those Japanese figmas of like Link and stuff for like $90.
Oh, really? Damn, I would have
Yeah.
brought mine down and tried to sell them.
I know, right? I got them for like.
Did they have the Samus one as well?
I don't think I saw the Samus one.
Damn, I could have probably sold those for even more.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
did have the Toon Link Nendoroid, and that was like shitloads as well.
How much?
I think that was like 80 or something.
Jeez. I should
think
buy
my
more of
friend
those and
bought-
just try and on-sell them.
I
I
know,
think my
right?
friend bought a Ganondorf, and he was pretty cheap, but maybe like 20, 25.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a I think I've seen. Are those the same sort of ones that they sell at EB?
I don't know.
Like just like this
I-
little statue on the round base. I'm thinking of.
Probably.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
what was everyone's worst of show? Let's just get that out of the way.
Tough call.
Me on the Friday.
Yeah.
That was best of show.
No, that was the Saturday.
That's the first thing Tamazoid said.
Nice of you to join us, Tam.
Nice to.
You know, worries.
Yeah.
I thought the podcast wasn't happening, so I went to see Bridge of Spies, and now this goes on. And bastards.
Well,
Blame
you haven't
Dave.
missed too much yet.
Um,
My fault.
Yeah. I think Dave's gonna hate me for this. For
What?
me, the game I didn't really like was that one that his girlfriend couldn't stop playing. It was Station Stop.
Oh yeah, no, that one was pretty bad.
Yeah, but she's in the game, isn't she?
It wasn't my thing. No, her high score actually got beaten in the end, I think.
Oh no.
Yeah, no, so unfair.
I went and
She's
asked
a
them, and they
hardcore
said like,
gamer.
they were pretty sure she did get it. Oh,
Yeah.
it's annoying.
Anyone else have a worst of show?
Yeah, I do. My worst of show was Fallout 4.
Oh, I was about to say that.
Dave, Case, and I, we were lining up for Nintendo for Xenoblade Chronicles X and Fatal Frame, and basically we just see the Fallout 4 across from us, and we're like, oh, I wonder what it is. So we see some people exit, and we're like, mate, what went on in there? He's just like, oh, it's just old footage that they've already shown before, and we got some swag. It's like, why would you line up for an hour to just see some old footage and get some swag?
Because I think it's going to start new. Sure.
And
Well,
the crazy,
if you saw it on Kotaku, they ran a story saying, "Don't wait for the Fallout booth." Like,
But
just
people
yeah,
still
because it was
did.
that disappointing.
there was a line for the entire weekend.
Well, at the first EBX, there was a similar sort of booth for Skyrim set up, like just this box that you can't see, and yeah, people were lining up hours to go in there and watch. Like, I think it was like a 40-second trailer or something ridiculous like that. That's all that was in there. I don't
That
understand the
happened to me
people that like these sorts of games and just eat up all the marketing crap around it. It's amazing to watch.
It's because Todd Howard wants you to pre-order his game.
Yeah.
I'm surprised, JP, that you included Uncharted 4 in your PAX picks and it wasn't your worst of show, because you didn't actually get to play it. You just
Yeah, that was the same thing.
you just watched someone play a demo.
But it was a good demo. It wasn't like it was crap or anything. It was actually a good demo. I liked what I saw.
Okay.
Is that wrong?
No, that's
I-
fair.
It does suck. I didn't get to play it, but now it makes me really want it even more in March. The more and more I put it off, the more and more I want to play it when I get it.
No, I get
Well, if
JP.
Mark gets a lollipop, I want a lollipop.
Rach, what was your worst of show?
Accused.
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really play enough to really have one.
Okay.
Of what you did play.
I didn't really hate anything that I
That's probably a
played,
good answer, actually.
but I only played
Why
maybe
not?
like.
Get angrier.
Uh,
Yeah.
I guess because I'd played Screen Cheat before, it was probably the worst, but it's like still a decent game.
I was pretty
just wanted
happy
to show
with
someone else Screen
because I
Cheat.
got a free copy.
Yeah.
I got a free
I didn't get a
copy
free copy.
there.
I want a free
They-
copy.
They had this surprise attack ninja hunt where you'd get a free game if you did everything.
Oh, nice.
And
Oh, that-
yeah,
Oh,
that-
yes.
Yeah, the ninja hunt where you had to you had like
I suck.
you had a stamp card and you had to track down every surprise attack game and get a stamp. And if you went back
Actually,
to the
I
basic
just
game
remember what
game-
my worst of show was,
What was
because
it?
you said that. I did like the whole thing to get the Magic the Gathering pin, because my friends wanted to do it, and I'm just like, yeah, okay. And we did everything, but then they didn't have the pins at the end of the day, so they're like, just bring the thing back tomorrow, you can get your pin. And then I didn't bring my thing back the next day, so they
Oh,
got their
no.
pins and I didn't. So I'm like, well,
Oh,
that
Oh,
sucks.
okay. And actually, also thinking of the surprise attack things, there was a game called Western Press, which is literally just quick time events.
yeah, that was my worst of show. That's what I was going to say. It was
Yeah.
terrible. It was just like a bunch of buttons that you had to press really quickly, probably like 10 or 12.
Yeah.
And yeah, I beat 2 people literally just because they hadn't played Xbox. They, so,
Yep,
you know,
that's why I lost.
they were on PlayStation, so yeah, you know, I had the advantage of knowing where the buttons were.
Yeah, and I remember the guy was there saying, it has 16-player custom tournaments and custom character
Oh,
and stuff.
It's just not interesting enough to have that. All right, moving on.
Yep, so, those queues, they got pretty big in some cases.
I didn't really have any troubles with queues. I mean, the longest one was for Unravel that I was in, and that was only because they were giving 20-minute demos.
Yeah, I heard that.
20
Like, holy
Yeah.
crap, that's an insane amount of time to
Yeah.
spend, especially with so few stations. Like,
Yeah,
wait, if it was
exactly.
something like the like that Battlefront setup where they had like 24 machines or something, that's not so bad. You can get a good throughput on that. But, geez,
Yeah. because
Well,
it
they
was-
allowed the same time for Xenoblade Chronicles X as well, which Tam, as he said, he was lining up for. Me and Case were lining up with him, but then me and Case were like, oh, we'll just play Project Zero, that's free. And Tam waited for like another half an hour just so we could play.
geez.
The issue with Xenoblade Chronicles X demo, though, was they had no set time whatsoever. The Nintendo staff, they were like, oh, just keep on playing until you want, and then they were just randomly like, oh, just wrap it up here, just finish
Yeah.
the battle.
Yeah.
Whereas Unravel
no.
was like, Unravel, they were very strict on like 20 minutes. Like, I think It was either you
Yeah.
finish the demo, which some people did, or 20 minutes and then you're out. So,
Yeah.
like Dave,
Yeah.
Unravel was the longest line I was in.
Yeah,
which
20
was-
minutes.
I think-
That's too long for a show like that. Like you
Dave-
should have the demo should be like 5 maybe 10 minutes tops. Really.
They should, but
Yeah.
because Dave, were we in there for an hour? That line.
It felt like a long time. I mean, Gook came over and talked to us for a bit, but we were already in the line for probably, 10 minutes? Gook was with us for another 20, 30 at least.
I think as a whole, though, the lines weren't as bad as last year. Because last year you had Evolve, which was about a 2-hour wait.
Yeah.
And then you had Dragon Age Inquisition, which I waited for. It was 2.5 hours wait, which I still don't know why I did it. But
Well,
I think
Yeah.
I went on a rant about that last year's podcast, so refer back to
Yeah.
that. Whereas this year, I think the longest thing was probably the bloody Fallout Vault.
I was going to say the division. The division
Yeah.
seemed like a really long
Well,
line. Well,
No,
because
Where was that?
Yeah.
I didn't see
They
that
had
one.
the division?
was it-
It was next to Rainbow Six,
I
basically.
thought the division was vaporware.
No, it's there.
No, it's an actual thing. It's just not what we all thought it was going to be originally.
yeah.
I'll just wait till it becomes a 2D platformer for the Game Boy Advance.
Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
I don't think I
Yeah.
stood in any like particularly long lines.
Yeah.
Just like lines that had really long waits, like the I wish I can't remember what it was called, the actual game itself, but the line that had the for the Vive in the Cooler Master booth.
Oh,
I was
okay.
waiting there for about an hour and a half, I think.
Okay.
And then I had to go over
Yeah.
to the PSVR demo and came back, and the line hadn't moved, and I waited like another half hour after that.
Like I said, I only waited like half an hour at the start of the day for the Uncharted 4 demo. So I think that was the only queue I was really
That was a pretty
the whole
funny
time
queue,
that
though.
I stayed committed to.
And Chase
Yeah.
and I,
Yeah.
we walked past you, said hi, then walked off and did a whole bunch of
Yeah.
other stuff. And walked by again, and you were in the exact same spot. Like,
Exactly. Yeah, they were like, "You're still here." I tried to call out to Jamie. I was like, "Jamie, can I have a gamepad so I could do some Mario Maker levels?"
yeah,
I could
my
do that
most
while I
depressing
wait.
queue was trying to get onto the Sony VR and then realizing that it was full in the first second of PAX opening for the day. And then Chase just freeloads on with Gook and
I can't believe you got away with that. I can't believe the
I
people
can't believe
behind us didn't tell him to piss off. I honestly thought they did. That like there was some other kid who sort of slipped past us to try and take some pictures through the fishbowl part, and I was just sort of sitting there, clearing out my street passes and keeping an eye on him, like waiting to see if he just casually tries to stick around, and was ready to tell him to bugger off. And then thankfully he did the right thing, unlike our friend.
yes, I couldn't believe he got away with it, and I was jealous. But
was
at least
amazing.
we got 2 people onto the VR.
Yeah, and we got that glorious footage of
Of Chase.
That was
Yeah.
the man in
That was-
action.
all right.
Yeah.
So next up on our agenda, how many people got JPEG?
JPEG.
Yes, that's
What is
the
J-
for it.
Who came up
Fanta,
with these topic points?
Fanta just got JP'd at the start of this whole thing.
Yes,
What is JPEG?
It is when
What is the actual meaning of
you
this?
completely ignore someone or something similar to that. Just like
No, it's not recognizing someone.
To be fair, that only happened to one person. That only happened to Cage Mage.
Oh,
I'm sure it happened with someone else. I just don't remember who.
Yeah,
you did it to.
apparently, Shane Biju, he came and tapped you on the shoulder at one point, and
Okay, this
you,
is going to be interesting.
you sort of just didn't really acknowledge that it was Shane. You just kept going on. But yeah,
Although it is also not just restricted to you, JP, because Boone did that to Angus as well, asking whether he was a forum member on the Sunday meetup.
That's right. Yeah.
There was a whole thing on the Friday when every single one of us was like, "Who the hell is that guy?" Woody with Chase. No one knew who he was for a while.
Uh-huh.
well, we
Who
just
was?
knew him as Chase's friend because he came last year, and then
Oh, Woody.
he came this year, but Chase had failed to introduce him both years, and we just didn't know who he was.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's too late.
I never
to say,
got told
oh,
what his
hey,
name
who's
was.
this?
I just assumed as that guy and just said, "Hey, how's it going?" instead of actually saying a name or anything.
Yeah, that's how I get on all the time.
Yeah.
You don't need names.
It's easy to get around that way.
Yeah.
And also with people getting JP'd, we posted a picture of young JP earlier, and JP did not.
Oh,
actually thought about it.
whatever. It looks nothing like me. Since when do
And
I
then we
have
come back.
earrings?
Anyway, so I think
Okay.
that's everyone who got JP'd.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
were
that
panels
actually-
actually
your
decent?
I think Rachel has a
Yeah.
bit to say about this one.
Yes.
Who actually went to any panels out of all of us? I went to one on the Sunday.
Yeah, I went to that one. The video game movies that were absolutely trashed, but it
Yeah,
was really
we all-
funny.
I went to Our Gamers Social, and that was one my friend was in, and it was a talk about if gamers are really social and all of that. It was talking about people running bars, people running events, but I enjoyed the one on Sunday more with the do games make good movies or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, they don't.
Yeah.
The one panel I plan to see, which you would all know by now, I missed from the recap video, was the
I don't know yet. I haven't watched it.
Oh,
Spoiler
okay.
alert.
It was the Unravel one with Martin Salin.
Yarning man.
I really wanted to
did
see
we
that.
miss that? I think we did, and then just the look on your face is just.
Uh,
Yeah, that made the interview though.
anyway,
Anyway,
Rachel, what do you see? What panels?
Now, what
Yeah,
I loved
so
about the
Hey.
JP,
So what were you
JP.
saying?
Rachel, what
Yeah,
panels did you see?
so,
fine go.
so I went to maybe 4 or 5 of them, maybe more, over the course of it. I went to the Rocket League competitive panel, which
Ooh.
wasn't all about Rocket League, which was kind of nice, even though Rocket League is cool. And they were talking about how, a lot of devs, could get more out of their competitive games if they paid attention to it after it was released and updated as the meta kind of developed.
Yeah, Rocket League has definitely got a lot of love after its release, and you can see them changing the game based on feedback from the competitive players, which is really good to see. I think they're doing a really good job. That was actually another panel I was interested in, so I'm kind of sad I missed that.
Yeah, I've got
Any-
notes if you want me to show you them a bit
Okay.
later.
Any others?
I went to the Gaming with a Disability panel, which was kind of interesting because some of the people on the panel had things like epilepsy, vision problems. There was a guy who had only a couple of fingers on his left hand, and so he was talking about how he really likes it when PC games allow you to map things to the mouse so he can use it mainly with his right hand.
Yeah.
And a few other things like that, just to think about when you're developing stuff to support people who might have disabilities. I went to the Gaming Equality panel, which was a lot more packed than I expected. Honestly, that was kind of preaching to the choir a bit. Yeah. Your standard, support women in games, support people of color in games, and all that jazz.
Did you play Spot the minority in the diversity panel?
No, I did not.
Speaking of diversity. Oh, sorry, Rachel. Did you have another one?
No, say your thing.
What about Gook?
What were you going to say, Dave?
Gook and Tam.
No, I was just going to go on to the next topic, but if you had other
I
panels,
went to a panel. Come on, mate.
did you?
Yeah.
When did
Dave
you?
obviously doesn't care what you did.
When did you go to a panel?
On Sunday, you were sending Dave. You were sending me messages saying, "Tam, make sure you take a Snapchat of this panel."
Oh yeah.
So I had to log out of my Snapchat account, and I tried to log into the AC Snapchat account, and it was like, "Oh, you can't log into Snapchat anymore. You have to download the update." So I'm using my data on my phone that had 10% battery left to just download the update to Snapchat, so I can send out the Snapchat for Dave to the 8 different people who bloody follow our Snapchat. No one follows our Snapchat, Dave. But you're like,
I
"Tam,
followed
you do
it.
Yeah, no, people
We
follow
just
it.
had another topic.
You just said 8 people. Yeah, okay, we've got another topic now. Who actually followed the Snapchat account that we set up purely for PAX?
I did it on
I didn't even know
first
you had
10
one.
minutes.
Oh, see, that's the problem. Nobody knew, except I spammed it all over social media and on the
The
forum.
thing is, Dave, no one checks our social media. No one checks our forums.
Yeah, that
Did
is.
you put it in the Skype chat? That's where everyone is.
I think he
But
did.
I did.
He
Yeah.
did.
In the Skype.
It sort of just got swallowed up with all the text and shit that goes on in Skype though, so nobody saw it. I don't think.
What's a Snapchat?
What's a snap? Oh, of course you
It
would
is
say
the
that.
best thing.
Did you see any panels, Gook?
Yeah.
So Temazoid, what was the panel?
Just the movies one, and I was about to ask a question, and then right when it was my go, they said, "All right, we're out of time. Thanks, everyone."
Oh,
Damn it.
what was the question you were going to ask?
Oh, so that was the I was gonna ask them if because they spent the panel name was what if King Koopa ordered a pizza, because that's sort of a pivotal
you were
moment
gonna
of
ask
the
that.
Mario Brothers. So yeah, they spent the opening ragging on the Mario Brothers movie, and I was going to ask them if any of them had checked out the original script that had gone up, like it sort of came out a year or two ago. Sort of word that the original script had sort of surfaced and was actually like sounded really good, and was like the thing that sort of got Bob Hoskins and Dennis Hopper on board in the first place, before it turned into the more sort of family-friendly movie of horror that we all know and love these days. But yeah, actually, Fano. So how are the lines for getting to the other panels this year? Because I mean that's always part of the.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't find them all that bad, to be honest. I think the one I was in the line for the longest was the Super Mario 64 speedrun race, and that was about half an hour, simply because they couldn't get it working.
Okay.
But they're pretty good with like seats and
was
making
there
sure
still like
queues got through quickly.
there were they all packed, like other than that the diversity one, were they fairly packed out or still room like you could just like rock up when they started?
Well, I was in the queue, but I was towards the end. It did get pretty packed, that one. I think they may have been turning people away.
Yeah.
But I think I was only turned away for one of them. I can't remember which one it was, but it was one that, like, I just finished going to a panel, and I was going to walk to next door to the one that was in the other room. And they're like, oh, I booked out. I'm like, oh, okay. But it was like halfway through, so I'm like, oh, who cares?
Actually, I did that as well. The one about the people who run the Australian games industry. I sort of went across the entire hall and made the whole trek to the far end to get to that, and like, oh, sorry, we're full. And so then we just sort of, I was there with Chase and Pete, I think, and we just sat outside the diversity lounge there for a bit and rested.
The panel, which probably had the biggest effect on me, which I wasn't expecting, there was a Death in Games panel. There were basically like three people on the panel. They're all talking about fairly different things. There was one guy mainly talking about DayZ, one person who was talking about, I guess, death in a more academic sense, but relating it to like gangster, like the gangster trope. But there was this one guy who was talking about memorials in games where people had like made funerals and memorials for like people who had actually died in games.
Aye.
And like I full on started crying after the first one. Like there was one of them where a guy was playing like Need for Speed, and he'd saved his like staff ghost, and then he passed away. And so whenever his son would play it, he would race the staff ghost. And if he was beating it, he would like brake at the very end and let the car pass him, so that he could always keep racing his dad. And I'm like, oh.
Aye.
Oh.
Or like
my
that.
heart.
Did that story about the Animal Crossing letters come up?
No, but tell me that.
I can't remember. I think it's like a Tumblr thing that sort of does the rounds every now and then. The story of someone who they used to play Animal Crossing a lot with, like, on the GameCube with their mum, and then like the mum died at some point, and eventually, like years down the track, the person loaded up their old save and found like a whole bunch of letters and stuff in the game from their mum with like gifts and stuff attached,
Aww.
sent to them, and real tearjerker stuff.
Oh, that's so sweet.
And feels.
Okay.
Do we want to move on to
Alright.
Mel, or was there any other panels that we went to?
Tam, did you mention your panel? I forgot if you did.
No, the one I went to was about was the one about storytelling in gaming, which was all right. Like, what struck me was I think like 20 minutes in, all these people just started leaving. So I think that just sets the tone of how the panel was. So
Wow.
I'll just leave it at that.
So which one was that? I missed that.
Great.
I think it was called The Anatomy of Storytelling, Making Meaning in Interactive Narratives. It was basically all these psychologists and academics talking about storytelling in gaming. And they
Okay.
basically just pinpointed on games like Stanley Parable and those sort of games and how they tell story.
Actually,
Yeah, I thought about going to that one, but I went to the death one because I'd already done a unit on interactive narratives. I'm like, maybe I'll get something new out of the death one.
Yeah, I think the death one was probably more interesting. Like, the storytelling one was, but it was a lot of retreading ground. Just saying because it's quite... I guess it's quite obvious what makes a good story for a lot of people.
Yeah.
You can kind of already separate games that tell good narrative and games that are pretty terrible at narrative.
All right, Alex, shall we keep the topics rolling?
yes, we should. We've been on this for a while. So, anyway, how great was the Diversity Lounge?
I didn't even know that existed.
There was a diversity lounge.
Please tell me more.
It was like up
What?
far reaches of PAX in, like, you know how there were the two buildings, the one with the expo hall and some theaters, and the other one that was dedicated to theaters.
Yes.
All the way over, like, as far away as they could keep it, where they could still have just in a small room. They had the Diversity Lounge for all.
This
sorts
is the
of people.
diverse corner.
Yes,
the
literally
cool
a
people.
corner on the other end of PAX. But apparently someone went into it. I don't remember who, and all it was like people dressed in My Little Pony clothes,
Oh,
who didn't actually look like they were minorities or anything. They were just being weird.
And they got free purple lanyards.
That said, like, yeah, be diverse or something like that. I know Jada wanted to get some of those lanyards, but he didn't want to go near them
Because
he
he-
was making,
he wanted
lanyards look great.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Next up, Joust pro tips from the pros at another castle.
So,
Get good.
I still have not played Joust, so I'm still sitting out.
Damn.
3 years and you haven't played it?
Wow,
And I
Wow.
don't plan on playing it.
that's Devo.
How can you not plan on playing it? It's great. So
Yeah.
you've got a stick that's like one of those PlayStation Move controllers, and you have to move around according to the tempo. So if it's slow, you got to stay slow. If it's fast, you can move fast. And you have to try and knock other people's stick things without having yours get knocked or accidentally knocking it yourself. And with
by
7
stick
players-
things, Alex means PlayStation Move controllers.
You've got 7 people in it. It's free for all, but you can try and make alliances with people. And there was
Yeah.
like one point, for example, where it was Dave and me in the same game, and there was one guy left, and we both look at each other, then look at this guy. We're both wearing AC shirts, and we just start walking towards him. It's great.
It was pretty great. And
I'd be too.
Alex ended up winning.
Yes, it was a good. We shook hands to initiate our 1v1.
I really got into Joust this year. I played probably like 1 or 2 rounds last year, but no, I was definitely into it this year. I saw some pretty interesting strategies going on. There was one where it got down to the final 2, and one of them was this big guy, right? And he'd been winning quite a lot. He knew exactly how to play, knew what he was doing. And when the girl realized that she was in the final 2 with him, she's like, "Nah, stuff this." She shells herself in like a turtle and just holds the remote underneath. You're not getting my remote. In the end, the guy's just trying to push her over to get it, and he ended up knocking his own out, so she won.
Pro.
I'm sorry, yeah, I tried to play, but there was this kid who snuck up behind me and he tapped me on the shoulder and it like freaked me out so much. I wanted to punch him.
So
That was actually the best strategy, was to, at the start of the game, just blend in with the lineup. And then
that happened to me.
and it happened to me as well. I just had no idea the guy was there. And then, I'm walking around, I start, backing up, and then suddenly he's just like tapped it out of nowhere. And I tried to do exactly the same thing in the next round, and I was standing there with Alex, who was queuing for the next game. And so, Alex was standing there with me. I think we did it pretty well that I had blended in, and I wasn't, I didn't look like an active player. And I got my chance to quickly tap someone, and I tried to do it that fast that I knocked myself out. So, yeah,
It was pretty funny.
failed the pro strat.
No one came near us. It was going to be like, I thought one of them would go for me rather than him. And
Yeah.
be a really good body double. But
Well, Tam, we're definitely dragging you to Joust next year. You're not getting out of it.
Yes, you need to play it at least once in your life.
All right then, I'm keen now.
Maybe
Oh,
me and Tim should play it next year and see who would actually win. Who would go first?
Well, JP, the last duel we did in Smash Brothers 3DS, I did win.
Get ready.
He's always going to hold that against you.
Have you won any lately?
No, but the thing is, that one was legitimate because there was no items. Fox
Oh,
only,
it's all about
final
that.
destination.
It's
Oh, it's definitive then.
it's still recorded
official.
somewhere. It's still recorded. We have the proof somewhere. I just have to dig it up.
Upload it onto AC and make it
Well,
the
play my
official
Fox game
JP
and
getting
I'll beat you.
destroyed.
It's literally us just taking a break during one of our Smash podcasts and JP and Tam having a 1v1 and you can just hear them in the background just playing and then went back to our podcast. So yeah, that was really professional.
Yeah.
Next topic, Alex, I reckon. Let's keep it moving.
So, what is the best cosplay? But why was it cancer?
So wait, why are we calling it cancer? I've missed the joke here.
Because memes are cancer, and this guy was just memes all
Okay.
over him.
Yeah, no,
Right,
I
well,
saw,
yes.
I
So
saw
saw
the
since,
cancerous
since this
memes.
is not a visual medium, let's describe it. So this is a guy.
it will be a
Where-
visual medium. I can put the picture up in the YouTube video.
Well, we'll
Yes,
describe
Bob.
it anyway. It's a guy wearing My Little Pony tights with Doge attached to
Pins.
his shins.
Doge.
He's holding a shield made from Illuminati symbols while wearing a vest made from Mountain Dew boxes
In
covered
Doritos.
in Doritos. He's holding a golden gun with, I
Where the
believe,
hell was this
it
gun?
had a
had a
sign
scope.
on it for no scope.
No, it actually had a
Or-
scope. It was a golden gun with a scope.
It was.
And-
It was like a sniper with a scope, and it had an X on the scope as well.
Where the
so
hell
that
did
it
you
can't
find
be
this
used.
guy?
And then he's wearing, on top of all that, he's wearing a fedora.
It was perfect.
And the greatest thing is, apparently, this guy gets around the conventions in Melbourne. My friend's seen him before.
Oh wow.
Wow.
It was
Did anyone
even-
see like the guy who had like a full mecha outfit of like Coca-Cola cans?
No, I wish I had.
I think he was on the Sunday.
That sounds
I did
amazing.
see someone on the Friday who had like a mage's like cloak type thing, but it was made out of Magic the Gathering booster packets, and it was like a Zendikar logo, but made out of different coloured Magic packets, both like green and white.
Nice.
Oh wait, no, I did see that one. It was there was some guy, or maybe that was a different thing. Yeah, some promo thing from the event, but it was like a suit made out of all of those.
Yeah, all of the booster packs that had been opened. It was just
Actually, at first it looked like it was all condom packets.
actually, yeah, I think at the same time.
Oh dear.
Magic is protection.
It provides all the protection you need.
Yeah.
It still amazes me how easy it is to miss stuff that everyone else sees. Like you hear people talking about like the Florida and Idaho costumes. So many people talking about those, and I walked all over the convention all weekend and didn't see them at all.
I didn't see them.
either.
Really?
And also, there was the picture of you, Gook, and Business Fish.
Yeah, I didn't even know business fish was a thing till I had people explain it to me later that day.
I love Business Fish. And
What's business fish?
but
So
it has
Gook,
funny things.
Gook, this works into our next topic. I saw a video of you singing as Zangief fish. Is that what you're calling it? Because you went as Zangief, and you were wearing the business fish head
Yes.
and singing karaoke. Tell us about that.
It is as you described.
But how did
Tell his entire story.
How did it
come
feel?
about, Gook?
Well, that's just the Saturday night meet up with the Kotaku community, and Business Fish is one of those guys. So yeah, fortuitous happenstance, as it were. That was actually a real I when I was looking up pictures, and because it was Halloween, there were like a whole bunch of pictures of other people who dressed up as Business Fish elsewhere, and all of their helmets were like total crap in comparison to this one. This one was so good.
Yeah. It's
It was
pretty
like
solid.
The pictures
perfectly
I saw,
accurate.
it looked pretty perfect.
Yeah. Props to I think it's Puppy Licks.
And otherwise, the current thing now is going into what were the cosplay experiences of the people who did cosplay.
My setup took like 2 hours to get ready for some weird reason.
They just put on.
It took you 2
Yeah.
hours to put that on. Surely
Yeah,
not.
it took. I had to cut up a few things again. I had to
Oh,
make
okay.
things right.
Gook, how did you go as
No one acknowledged it though.
how did you enjoy being I've forgotten what his name is, but it's from
Arthur.
Ghouls and Ghosts, is it? Is that the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, super ghouls and ghosts, being pedantic. But no, that was great. Lots of love for the old classics that day. Like, the people who recognize it will, love it.
Yeah. I think a lot of people were just surprised you came in your boxes.
I,
Jamie
And-
gave you props for that.
Oh yeah, got a shout out from Jamie at the tournament. That was good.
Yeah.
I did notice you didn't get many girls
Yeah,
to take
Jamie
pictures with
didn't
you.
even acknowledge me this year. I hate Jamie now.
Poor Jamie.
He didn't even acknowledge me this year.
He
Jamie-
JP'd you.
Jamie is popping it throughout
He like totally ignored me. I got Jamie. Jamie.
Gee, I wonder
the
why.
I got JP. Jamie.
Jamie
The
JP'd
fame,
JP.
the fame has gone to JP's head.
Oh dear. Alex, how did you go cosplaying Mario? Did you enjoy it?
Oh god, I didn't enjoy it one bit. I think it really didn't turn out too good, but some people said it turned out
I thought it was
okay-ish.
pretty good.
That's
How,
good.
how did you survive in that jumpsuit?
Yeah, I reckon.
It must
It
have been
wasn't
toast.
that bad.
Really?
It was a little warm, but not too bad. As long as you weren't like around a whole bunch of sweaty people.
Yeah, I was in my underwear that day and I was sweating like a hog constantly.
Yeah,
I don't know how
understand.
you weren't.
But I did get one person who was a pretty good Chun-Li cosplay take a picture with me, so that was pretty cool.
Oh, nice.
But that was my only picture taken.
So, is the plan for next year still to, for all of the AC crew to go as a different Smash character, seeing as you're already Mario, JP's Ike?
I'd like to be someone who's not Mario, but
Zach-
I'm up
Oh,
for that.
okay. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Zach has a Ness costume lying around that he wore last year. Zach being Eggman, by the way.
That'd be pretty good to have a huge group like that.
I think it'd be good.
It would be.
Oh, I need to find out where to get some nice cheap green boxing gloves so I can resurrect Little Mac. But
Yeah.
I don't know if I have the hair for it though.
Yeah, it's good.
You didn't keep your green ones?
They were spray painted and they got all crackly. And that huge dust storm we had in Sydney, they were outside during that, so they're kind of pretty badly wrecked now. So I don't think there's any bringing them back. But
Okay.
who knows?
Well, how hard would it be?
I would love to do like Zero Suit, but I've got to drop like so many kilos.
You could
Did-
do
I
it.
really want
Did
to have
you-
like
did you see
line
the,
up heels and
Use
everything.
it as
Did you see the
motivation.
Zero Suit who was carrying around that Metroid this year?
Didn't
I
see that.
did see a Zero Suit
yeah,
on
I
a
saw that.
Friday, but I
There,
didn't
there,
see
there were
him
a
carry
few of them
anything.
around, but there was
Yeah.
Actually, I'll see if I can find it. Like, yeah.
Gook, how great was the Captain Falcon? I did see him on the Friday.
Oh yes, I saw
Leaving
that.
It was pretty
that guy
good.
went above
He
and
was good.
beyond.
I mean, I
Yeah.
think if I did, I think mine would turn out better. But his was good.
Being very humble
Captain
there.
Falcon in his undies.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait, Gook, you should
Just
go
with
as
the
Shulk.
helmet.
Yeah, no, I think we all agreed Gook has to go as Shulk because,
I
I mean, it just wouldn't feel right if Gook didn't go as a half-naked character.
Did you guys see?
There
Wait,
you
did
go.
you guys see the Shulk on Friday? There was a Shulk on Friday in his
I
boxes.
just dropped the Zero Suit Samus in the chat.
I think I did see that.
Yeah,
Okay.
Gook would be like the slutty Zero Suit
Yes.
with the beard and everything.
All right, next topic. What's
Right,
the
next topic. Was what nerds actually went near the tabletop section?
Well,
The
I
real
went near
answer
it
to this
because
is
I had
Ed.
friends hanging out.
Nerds.
Can we just change the topic like right now to how much time did Jada spend at tabletop? Because
He spent the whole weekend there.
I actually want to know the exact amount of time because, yeah, it seemed like
How can you figure it out?
it seemed like he didn't leave tabletop.
On the Sunday he came out.
Did he?
Yeah, he came out and explored with me and got some free swag. We got a lot of snap band things. And
But then you guys went back to tabletop because he wanted to play Werewolf or something, didn't he?
yeah, Werewolf's an amazing game. I played that thing like...
I heard from a pretty reputable source that it's crap.
Werewolf's pretty good. We talked about.
She said she does not like it.
Oh, sorry,
because
I meant
people get a
disreputable.
The only slightly tabletop thing I did was a Cards Against Humanity night on the Friday night, which wasn't very good. It was it was just massive groups.
Yeah, that was crap.
The rounds went way too long, and
How massive?
Yeah.
like there was
20 people, or 20 to 30.
it was between
Wow.
it's between 15 and 20 to a table, but still too many. Like we had
Yeah.
a nice small group at a table. We were just waiting for them to get us a deck, and then they expanded the table. You know, joined 3 together, and yeah, it just wasn't good. We ended up just quitting, going to play more Joust.
Actually, I played some. I have no idea what it was called. Some deck building game. It's like Dominion, but it's got like, I don't know, little anime girls on the cards or something. A friend had a copy of it. I was like playing that on, I think, Saturday afternoon while waiting for everything to wind down, and then we had to finish halfway through.
I played a game called, I think it was Kings of Tokyo.
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah, we played that on Sunday.
That was pretty good. We didn't finish our games. We had to pack up because it was the end of the day, but it was pretty fun. My friend ended up buying it. And I was hearing from another friend that they were playing a game. I don't know what it was called, but it was like a deck building simulator. But you had to build your deck as in like a backyard kind of deck. I'm like, that sounds awesome.
Yes.
That sounds great.
I have to find out what that game is.
I like it.
The only tabletop stuff I did was on the Sunday, which I guess wasn't really tabletop, was when Case, Richard, and I interviewed the Drinking Quest guy, which was...
Oh yeah, that would have been good.
Oh, it was fantastic. I think it was one of the best interviews we ended up doing, because basically Richard had this fascination with Drinking Quest, and he just wanted to go to the booth, because he was telling us all that, the guy's going back to Canada because he sold all his games on Saturday morning, so he just left. So we're just there fooling around at his booth, and he just shows up. and Richard is just like, mate, I thought you were back in Canada. And he's like, nah, mate, you Australians are crazy. Basically, he's like, I decided to leave PAX, so I just left. And he's like, but I was getting all these phone calls from people saying, mate, where are you? We want to pre-order your game. So apparently, he just went back to his booth, had like a clipboard, was taking people's names down for pre-orders and just taking their money. And he was just doing that for a whole day.
Oh, that's amazing.
And
It's a hard life.
It is. This is a guy whose name is on his business card is Jason Anarchy. So
I was hoping it was going to be Todd. His pre-orders that easy.
no, but yeah, do watch out for that interview though. It was a lot of fun, and he's just
I'm going to need to watch that. I haven't
because
seen
it's,
that
well,
one
it's
yet.
just him
That
talking
sounds
about.
great. I'll check it out.
I saw Tree.
No, it's not true, but it's just him talking about how his game's been so successful. He's quit his day job and just sells a drinking game. It's fantastic. No, and it was great because he was talking about, I didn't want to make like a hardcore drinking game where people like pass out and this. It still needs to be a drinking game. And then there was another card drinking
Casual
game.
drinking game.
Yeah, there was another card-based drinking game across from where his booth was, and he's like, I get on with those guys, like, and he's like, you can kind of combine our two games together, but I would not recommend that because I think you'd die if you did that.
Oh, that's brilliant. He sounds like a really cool guy. You mentioned to me as well, Tam, that he basically offered to swap you the game for one of our Another Castle shirts as well. So
Yeah, that trade might still be going down. So
yeah, hopefully that happens. All right, guys, we're winding down to the end of the podcast now.
Finally.
Finally. I think we can
Sorry to
merge.
keep you waiting.
I think we can merge these last two together. Alex, what do you reckon?
Yep. So, what was the best indie and best of show? We can do both of them together.
So if your best of show was an indie game, you can just say that. If you've got one that's a best of show that's not indie, then you can say your best indie game as well if you want. So let's just sort of go around. Alex, what's yours?
The best indie game that I saw was probably that Lupin Ball thing. that was kind of throwing a ball and running around and trying to avoid things. It looks like that could be a lot of fun. And they are working on an online mode for that, so I could actually be able to play it. Actual best of show was probably the Amiibo tournament and seeing that Luigi Amiibo just destroy Big Willy. That's just too good.
But can we? Okay, yeah, we'll allow that. That's fine.
That was,
This is a hard one because, as I've already, I think, waxed lyrically about, I think this year there wasn't really many games that stood out that weren't indie titles. All the AAA publishers were pretty lackluster. So I guess I assume we probably might have similar best of shows, Dave. But I think my best indie game was Death Stare, which I still absolutely loved. I think I ended up playing it about 4 times during the weekend, and I just kept on going back. And the guys all knew me. Well, we did interview them as well, so I think they just absolutely loved us by the end of it, because by the Sunday we had interviewed them, we had played their game a couple of times. I'd backed them on Kickstarter. I was tweeting about them for like days, and they were just like, "Mate, thanks for your support." But I think it's just what I've been looking for from Mario Party mini games for a long time now.
Yeah.
It really does harken back to those Mario Party 1, 2, and 3 versus 1 mini games, which are just so much fun to play. And I think Mario Party since then has lost that magic, and Death Stare has a lot of that magic. It's just such a chaotic game, and I did get a chance to play twice as a runner and twice as a gunner, so I saw both the dynamics of the game, and it was just a lot of fun all around. So
What platforms is that game on?
it's currently
Let me
on.
see
They currently PC, but if their Kickstarter successful, they want to get dev kits for all consoles, and it would really suit the Wii U, and they do know that. So I think I think that's their dream platform. They want to have 5-player multiplayer on Wii U.
Yeah.
And I guess if I'm to alter this question and also say my best game that wasn't an indie, I would go with Total War Warhammer, which I enjoyed a lot. But I think that's mainly because I am a big Total War fan, and it really does add to that formula because you get the whole Warhammer fantasy setting as well.
Okay, so my best indie would have been Framed, because it didn't really come out this year. I think it's been out for a while, but I've been wanting to play it for ages.
Frame was there last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, and
It was actually there the year before, and Richard interviewed the developer in 2013.
Yeah, but I've been wanting to play it for a while because it was only out on iOS for ages, and then I just kind of forgot about it. But then I saw it there, I'm like, okay, I'm finally going to play it, and it didn't disappoint, and now it's on Android, so I can pick it up. It's excellent.
It's a pretty solid game.
Yeah, it's like the actual thing is pretty simple, but just everything about it's executed so well. Like the sound and the art style, just the mechanics cool. It's great. My best on show was probably beating Big Willy in the semis.
that was pretty funny. The reaction, Boone was telling me this, because he stuck around in the classic area after that. After he lost, he actually went to the tournament organizer and started complaining that it was taken onto the actual eliminations rather than staying on time trials like the original plan was, until they realized it was going to take too long.
Who actually wants time trials for a tournament?
No one does.
That's boring.
I'd like Double Dash time trials if they didn't have shit rules.
All right, Gook, what was your best to show? Did you get around to playing a lot of games? Because I know you spent a lot of time cosplaying as well. So
yeah, well, it usually ends up being that Sunday's the day I spend trying to play games. But
okay.
I mean, I spent half of that waiting in line. But I don't know. Well, the thing that sort of caught my eye the most was Clang.
Oh yeah.
I sort of walked past and I was like, Rhythm Evolved. You have my attention. Tell me about your game. And but that looks pretty cool because I sort of stood there talking with the guy about rhythm games for a while.
So did you get a chance to play Clank, or did you just talk?
I got to play it for a while, and it seems good. I mean, I wasn't very good at it. I still hadn't quite figured out how to do it. And plus, it's a really noisy environment to try and play it in, even with headphones on.
Yeah, because it got quite confusing when they add the diagonal controls. doesn't
Yeah,
it?
oh yeah, I can't do the diagonals like the top, the up, left, and up. That for whatever reason I just can't push in that direction correctly. And I don't know what I'd pick for best in show. Actually, I liked that they had even though I didn't actually get around to playing them, pinball machines there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, big thumbs up
I
for
knew
me.
you'd love that. All right,
Yeah.
lucky last. JP, what's your best of show?
So
Company
my
there.
best of it, was the football. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. Yeah, and like Alex said, like Dave said, it's a good experience.
Wait, was that your best of show or just best indie?
My best of show, best indie, I would say,
Okay.
because I didn't get to play it enough to be best of show.
Yeah, fair enough. Best of
My
show?
best of show, I'm gonna say it. Xenoblade Chronicles. I really loved that game.
Right.
I really loved playing it, but like the 20 minutes. Screw you.
I was worried. I
Oh,
was
so
worried-
aggressive tonight, JP.
He is. Isn't he? I was worried he was going to say Uncharted 4.
Said
I was hoping for
Yeah.
that. Okay then, Dave, you've still got to do yours.
Yeah, well, Tam already knows what mine is. I tried to think of one that was non-indie that I really liked, but yeah, I really struggled.
Unravel?
Yeah, if there was one, it's probably Unravel. But yeah, Death Stare was definitely the standout for me. Just really surprised me.
I forgot to try that.
You didn't try it, Gook?
No, I'm not even sure I remember seeing it. But I mean, yeah, the indie section was huge this year. It was like so.
It was pretty
just
big.
like constantly packed. It was like hard enough to sort of weave your way through and just see what was around. Let alone like it get some time with anything because they were just always busy.
All right, guys. I think we'll leave it at that. We've gone on long enough. We've covered quite a lot. Let's call it. Thank you for joining us for this very long, winding podcast. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. Anyway, it was good to chat again. And yeah.
Watch our content. Watch it all.
Oh yes, definitely check out our
The
content.
content is pretty funny.
Maybe later.
3.
All right.
Check out all the content on anothercastle.com.
Don't forget the hyphen.
Another-castle.com.
Did you guys see Young JP?
Yes,
Oh, I
saw
did
it.
see
I
that.
saw that first.
What now?
Look in the chat. There's something I came across when I was looking through pictures.
Like,
It's you, JP.
He looks a lot like one of my friends, actually. A guy named Daniel. But with JP's hairstyle.
you guys have the worst pics of me. How is this? Isn't
He just JP'd him.
guys are fucking screw you. That is so not like me. What the fuck is that?
It's you, JP, when you were younger.
Oh,
I'm dying to
No,
hear.
it's not.
Just
When
JP.
have I ever had it?
Dave, you're recording this, right?
Earrings.
You got that
I
right.
am actually recording this, so we
Excellent.
can edit this in.
Awesome. Bloopers at the end.
You guys are the worst.